welcome back to Mike and Gen X. We like us. My name is Mike.
My name is Jen.
How are you guys doing today?
How are you? There's more than one of me.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm
I
not.
was asking
I'm
them.
not plural.
How are
How are
you?
you doing today?
What? No. How are you doing?
I'm good.
All
How are
right, there we
you?
go. We're good. We're good. We've taken a couple days off. We had.
You're good, or we're good?
I think we're both good. I think you said you're good. I'm good.
Yeah, but you said we're good.
Well,
See, that's you and the we. So my husband has a thing in this house where he tells me I use the word we wrong, and I think that using the word we goes both ways.
it does.
Like, you
But we were
know,
both good in that circumstance because you had already answered that you were good.
I suppose, but
So at
either
that
way.
point, that I use it correctly. I didn't answer for you. I just emphasized your answer.
Welcome to 20 years of marriage.
There we go.
Almost.
We had to take a couple days off because
The kids were home,
yeah,
even though they're older.
yeah.
And my brain, I have ADHD, and it does not go when they're out of school. My brain goes into no.
Well, it was a weekend.
Yeah, it was. But yesterday was Monday,
Yeah,
and
they did have e-learning yesterday.
we were supposed to have like Snowmageddon, aka Winter Storm Fern,
Mhm.
that was kind of lackluster. Now, there are parts of the United States that got hit, but I believe that a lot of people were overly cautious. I
Yep.
understand why. Ice is very, very scary, and snow is very, very scary, and bad things can absolutely happen. Again, Nashville, and I'm sure there's other places. However, it's winter.
Yep.
I think the scariest part is a lot of areas were getting weather where they typically maybe were not.
Maybe. I don't know.
I fell into the fear mongering.
You did a little bit.
100%.
A little bit.
100%. We're from the Midwest, and we are used to snow, ice, whatever. And I'd stated in an earlier podcast, we never really had ice storms per se, or not that I can recollect. And I
Hey.
saw something on the internet talk about fear mongering. Like, I like to pride myself. I am not one of those people. I like to prepare. I like
Yeah.
to be prepared, whether or not, because you know what? Just why not? Because that said, I was a little bit fear mongered about our heating air conditioning unit. So in the Midwest,
bit.
where we come from, your air conditioning unit and your furnace are two separate pieces.
Yeah.
Down
Usually,
here
yeah.
in South Carolina and probably a lot of the South or whoever, it's one unit. So the heat and the air both
Right.
come off the same unit, looking like in the Midwest, it looks like a big air conditioning unit is what it looks like.
Mhm.
So everything is outside. Well, then I saw something as people were like preparing for the ice storm, that it was not only a meteorologist,
Mhm.
it was not only like somebody like local putting out one of these things, and then it was like a reel about the ice forming on the fan inside your air conditioning unit or your outdoor furnace, we'll call it. And then it like causing the motor to blow out and all of you. And then I'm like, oh my gosh. And then what if the power goes out? And then they're like the ice freezing on there if the power goes out. And then once the power starts and that fan starts to go and it's frozen, it's going to blow. And I'm just thinking, oh my God, we're not going to have heat. We're not going to have heat. And everybody's. So I was fear mongered thinking like we
Mhm.
needed to cover our units, which we did not end up doing. But it really, like, I did not sleep. I did not go to sleep, like, that first night when it was supposed to be really bad, like, in the sleeping hours, I did not
Mhm.
sleep. I was up. I was, like, looking outside. I was freaked out, I'm not gonna lie. Nothing happened.
Nothing.
Everything is fine.
Mhm.
We never
We-
lost power.
We had a little bit of ice on Sunday night, and that was actually kind of cool.
We're very fortunate.
Yeah. We had some ice on Sunday night, and we have a tree in the back. It's what is that? A river birch,
Yeah.
oak, whatever the thing
River
is.
birch.
River birch.
But all of our trees, even the bigger tree, the oak tree, that was hanging down
Yes.
very
So
low
they
too.
they were getting weighted down. It did have some branches snap. Nothing like in Nashville. I think who are you watching?
Jesse James
Jesse
Decker.
James Decker.
I love her. Her and her
That's
husband,
crazy.
and she was filming. She put it on either yesterday, I think it was,
I
where
don't know what it was.
she was outside in her yard, and it was just trees were just popping and snapping,
They
and
were.
in that Nashville, Franklin, Tennessee area, they really and I'm sure throughout there, but that's what I'm just seeing on social media.
Right.
But
They
all
were
throughout
having.
that area, those that you guys, some people still don't have power.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure some people got hit. My wife actually got on me a little bit on Sunday night that I wasn't taking it seriously enough. So then on Monday, I turned around and gave it back to her. She wasn't happy about that, but
However, you know, I
we
do
work out
believe
well
in
because
a marriage you need to have, and we've
right.
always has said we've always called each other kind of the yin and the yang.
Yeah.
One of us is fire, one of us is ice, depending on the situation, on who is what. That said, on storms and preparedness, no matter what it is that we do,
Mhm.
I'm always the more prepared one. I am not a
Sure.
prepper by any stretch of the imagination, but if something is
Well,
happening, I will make sure that we are prepared for it. It doesn't matter if it's a snowstorm. It doesn't matter if it's a softball game. Ask the kids. Ask my kids' teammates who they come to for shit. I just like to be prepared.
right.
I'm a kicked out of brownies ex brownie
Yep.
that has nothing to do with anything, but
No.
it's just still funny
So one of the things that my
for
wife
biting. I was kicked out for
my
biting.
wife prepped us with is an interesting way to heat your house or heat a room. I guess you need a couple bricks and these clay pots. I guess they were just clay pots, but we had some of
Like
the
the terracotta clay
right.
planters, pots.
So there's a way to do it, but you need candles too. So I ended up having to go to like 2 or 3 stores just to find unscented candles.
We had unscented candles, but
Well, she sent me
I
out for
wanted
candles.
more
Yeah, she
just
wanted
in
more.
case. Which
So
there's another storm coming this weekend, so we're not out of the woods yet.
unscented candles are not the easiest thing to
Well,
find.
not when Snowmageddon was coming.
However, I was able to find them, and you know where? I found them at Walmart. I
I'm gonna
love
tell you
Walmart.
what, Walmart was sold out of bread since Wednesday. Like
Yeah, that's all right.
by Wednesday.
Well,
So
no, no,
I
no,
was not
no.
the
So
only
they were.
one thinking that this was
I
really
know.
going to be a big
Well, this
deal.
storm was sponsored by Wonder Bread, whoever makes it, generators. And speaking of that, oh, that was so disappointing. I read some today. One of the major financial arms of all these generator makers is Vanguard and BlackRock. So that's a little information for you that you can just sit on that one.
That's a tin hat thing.
Yeah. So I mean, a lot of
Dang
people.
it, I keep forgetting to make those. I have like something really big in mind because I really do want to talk conspiracy theories because I love
Anywho,
them. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
no, that's fine. We can talk into that stuff. But there was definitely a financial windfall. I mean, I went out and bought propane. So I mean, the people with propane, I mean, it all went up.
Way to
Um,
stimulate a market,
it
right?
really did. And and so sometimes you got fear mongered into the storm. Absolutely. But that happens like daily on the news, and it's so frustrating. But
And
yeah,
I truly try to stay away from the news.
yeah,
I had said to Mike a couple weeks ago, I was talking to him about something. He's like, it's just everything is depressing. And I said, because there's nothing good out there. Do not get me wrong. I know there is good out there in the world. I believe there's more good than we're ever allowed to see because call me a sap or whatever, but I truly believe more often than not, people are good. That said, when you go scrolling, and I don't care what your algorithm is,
hmm
everything is just is almost like anxiety and angst and then you see the person have a good day, have a good day, and then and there's not a lot of good that you can find out there. It's really hard. So
people.
sometimes you got to shut off the noise. I had to do it. I had to get off. I had to get off TikTok. I had to get off of all of it just for a few days. I go on and like every one now and then, but it's like it just
Well, I mean, people in general want to see other people miserable. That's why it's very hard to get support from family and friends.
because it's entertaining and it
Mhm.
sucks. It really
It
sucks.
is. Well, here's what it is. So if your life sucks, but you see somebody else's life sucks, then your life doesn't suck as bad.
And then you're like, oh my god, can you believe they did
Yeah.
that?
Could you? I mean, if there's
As
somebody in a worse situation than you, then you can always rationalize that your crappy situation isn't as bad as it could be. That's what I truly believe. It's
Isn't
like
that suck? Like I look at people and I'm like, oh my god, that is so awesome. Can you believe? I see
yeah.
like on our social media, some of our friends or people that we grew up like, so and so's doing this, and I run to you and I'm like, can you believe this?
Mhm.
But there are so many other people that truly, like you
Mhm.
say, go the other way. And I
Yeah.
think right now they're being a lot louder than the people that, oh my God, look at this. This is so great. And I think we need to have a lot more of, oh my goodness, look at this. This is so great. Yes, there's bullshit happening in this world right now.
Mhm.
However, I also believe that humanity is so great and so good, and there's so much more good happening. They just don't show it
It doesn't sell.
but it should. I believe it would. I believe
But
people want that right now more than anything. That's just my opinion. I
maybe
do. I
you these news organizations are trenders. They're not trendsetters. They're trenders. So they follow whatever's going on right now. So what's going on right now? You got this crap going on in Minnesota. You got the storm. All bad stuff. That's all
You
they're
know,
doing.
it's funny
You're
what
talking
a
about
difference.
California and the budget fall and all that stuff. It's just all negative stuff.
Do you know who the new sweetheart of the Super Bowl is this year? It ain't no Tay Tay or
No, I don't think so.
it's Cardi B. I like Cardi B. Don't get
Oh.
me wrong; she's a little out there,
nah,
but
I don't know much about her.
she makes me laugh. But some of her ideas are kind of out there. That said, yeah, it's a difference a year makes. And you know, if you watch our show, and if you don't, you should. I have stated that I think that if the NFL tin hat thing, if it is scripted, that these are the two teams probably that because their fan bases are like basically in their area, and they're not America's teams, they're not anything like that. Who are their, whatever.
I mean, it's the Seattle. I mean, it's the New England Patriots. They've won more Super Bowls than anybody else.
Yeah.
I get it. I mean, you got an East Coast, you got a West Coast team, but to me, it really doesn't matter. My
Nope.
team is out.
Because and Bad Bunny let everybody know that he will be wearing a dress for the Super Bowl, just in case that offends anybody.
I will.
And why would you have to make a statement that that's going to offend anybody?
I will
If
not.
if
I
in
don't think I'll be
fact,
watching
do you
that.
know what I'm saying? Like it's like you are preempting it, saying I am going.
Yeah, I'm probably going to jump over and stream video games during that halftime show.
I don't really have
I don't wanna watch it.
honestly any ambition to watch any, because here's the thing, even if we don't watch the commercials, you're going to see them. So it's kind of
Yeah.
like I really don't even want to give them my ratings at all,
Yeah,
because it's really kind of just a joke at this point.
110 million other people will watch it. It's going to be a big watch
But
game.
will
It
they?
always, yeah. Always
I
is.
really would. I cannot wait to see the numbers for football this weekend.
I will promise you it's over 100 million for the Super Bowl. Promise you. And I haven't checked the numbers from this weekend. They were two good games. I have an issue with the NFL in the fact that the championship weekend should be game. There should be a game on Saturday night and a game on Sunday night. I think putting them both on Sunday is a joke.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. I also think the Super Bowl should move to Saturday, but they never will because NFL is notorious for not changing anything. They really don't care if you go to work on Monday. They want that Sunday prime TV spot.
Well, because people go out on Saturday nights. People are home on Sunday night.
Right. Yeah. So more people are likely to go watch it at a bar on a Saturday night than they are on Sunday, which would generally bring down their numbers.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a bad way to think about it, but yeah. So
I'm gonna at our future. You watch out for our next podcast, because I'm gonna have those numbers of what it was this past weekend.
all right.
And because I have the numbers from the weekend before, the record-setting numbers from the Bears game, and then the Bills. Those were number 2 in the
Yep.
playoff numbers.
I-
And then the other games were
well, let's see.
at least a few million behind those.
One was on Paramount, one was on Fox. Paramount was having super issues streaming it. They was jumping back. Oh, it was so frustrating.
But you know what? That was NBC, and that had the highest views, 45 million.
Yeah, but that was a night game. So
But
I would venture
I'm
to say
still-
that the Seattle
Seattle
LA
had
game.
30. The Seattle San Fran had 32,
No.
and
I'm saying from this weekend.
this past weekend. Yeah, I'll get all
I'm gonna say
those
that one
numbers
had
and we
hi-
can compare
higher
those.
than the afternoon one. But that's just my opinion. I mean, it was good games. We watched them.
And if you're fans of
so they were
either
fun.
team, I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend you. However,
she don't care. She's a Bears fan.
well, I don't want to offend you personally. I'm a Bears fan, but
But you're not offending them because you didn't watch or don't care what their teams do after your team is
no,
out.
I
That's
just
not
think
offending
just to
anybody.
me there just seems to fit more of a narrative of it's a kind of a throwaway Super Bowl.
I disagree. So to me, if it was scripted, they would want the 2 of the 3 biggest markets out there. Okay, so you're gonna want New York,
Not
LA,
this year.
or Chicago.
Not this year.
Why not?
With as much going on in the world right now, I think they want to be able to blame it on whatever that the ratings are going. I think they know with Bad Bunny the ratings are already
They're
going to
gonna be good. The ratings for the Super Bowl is always
This is
over
again
100
nothing
million.
personally against Bad Bunny. I just think it was a bad choice for the Super Bowl. That's my personal opinion. I don't know his music or anything else.
They're going for that younger demographic. We're too old. We're too old to know who Bad Bunny is or what he sings.
That could very well be.
And honestly, my guess, and this is just a pure guess, that half of his album is in Spanish. Not my jam. I don't speak Spanish. I don't listen to that. Again, we're probably the minority. From what I understand, he's a very popular worldwide. The NFL is an entertainment business. They're there to make money.
Hmm.
If they feel that Bad Bunny, regardless of what we think, they want that younger demographic to tune in. Now, I'm going to tune out because I don't care and it doesn't entertain me. And that's what I'm an adult male who I don't have to do
Are you
stuff I
sure?
don't. I've heard that before, but I don't have to do stuff I don't want to do. I don't want to watch them, so I won't.
Okay, perfect.
It's that's
So
about
let's
as
moving
simple
right
as
up.
it
Let's
is.
let's let's move right along.
Moving along.
Next podcast, though, I will get all those numbers and we will compare last weekend's to the Bears Bills weekend when they were still in the playoffs
All
and see
right.
what those numbers look like, so we can kind of maybe get an idea moving into the Super Bowl if my theory is right. All right, so next time I'm going to come with numbers
Let's see it.
that
I like it.
viewership is going down
Okay.
because whatever. Anyway, so I like reels. We have made
She
it
likes
known
reels.
that I really, really do like reels, and I'd like to scroll my phone and just watch. You know, I have ADHD, so my attention span is that of a gnat, and you might get me for maybe 5 minutes if the story's good, but usually you gotta. So I really do like, and we've talked about this before, the Am I the Assholes and
Mhm.
Mr. Ballin. Mr. Ballin, he was like I believe, a Navy SEAL or something along those lines. He got injured. He had like a near-death experience, and so from there, he has kind of like glommed onto all these really kind of crazy and interesting stories and whatever.
Okay.
And sometimes his stories are rather long, but they're really good. I mean, they're really kind of cool stories. And sometimes they're kind of short. And so he was one of these ones, and in this reel that I'd recently seen, and it freaked me out. So, and it was based on a true story, but I do not have the exact dates or times. But this lady was traveling, and she was traveling for business, and she didn't have much money, and she knew she needed to stop somewhere along her route in the evening, and she figured, you know, when I get tired, I'll just kind of pull over at the first place I see. I don't really need one of these big high price, you know, it's just somewhere to sleep. Like
Okay.
I'm not going to a resort. I just need somewhere to sleep.
Okay.
So she's driving and driving and driving, and she starts to get tired. And, you know, she finally sees this motel and she pulls up, and it's just a roadside motel. So she goes to check in, and the guy was asking her some weird questions. And she's like, what the hell? She's like, you know, it just really doesn't matter. She's like, you know, giving her this, and he's like, well, can I have this, and what kind of car, and she goes, I just need the room, I just want to sleep. And she's annoyed, but she figured maybe it was just because she was tired, so she paid her cash, and he gives her the key, and she goes and drives down to her room, and she opens the door, and it just smelled weird.
Okay.
And she goes to go like set her stuff down, and she saw cockroaches everywhere, and she's like, you know what, F this, I am not staying here. She's like, just and she was so tired, and she looked around, and there was like nowhere else in sight, and she called the front desk, nobody answered the phone. She's like, screw this. So she's like, you know what, I'm just gonna go sleep in my car. So she packs up her stuff, and she goes back out to her car.
Okay.
So she's in her car, and she settles into her car, and she's sitting there for a second, and she's just kind of nestling in, and she looks up, and here's the night manager walking from the office down to her room,
Okay.
uses her key, and walks in.
Okay.
She leaves.
Sure.
Moral of the story is she found out that hotel closed down like a month prior.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what was that guy doing? That's weird. Cool
Could you
story.
imagine had she never gone to her car?
Yeah. Yeah, that would have been a bad deal.
Isn't that scary? I mean, it's like sometimes
How do you
sometimes there's a bigger plan that like had those cockroaches not been there. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, and
Yeah.
it
But how
could
do you
have been
not how do you not know it's not how do you not know it's been closed for a month? But
if there's lights on. A lot of these places, even if they shut them down, you know, a lot of these the power company then turns on the lights, and usually I think at the behest of like a police or whatever, you know, just
yeah,
because
maybe.
you know, even if it closed down, somebody still owns it.
Yeah. No, that's creepy stuff right there.
But it's in the middle of nowhere. Who the hell knows?
I
I
know,
mean,
right?
you're tired. You're not
So
thinking.
the minute you were selling that story, all I could think of, honestly, was Psycho. The movie
Yeah.
Psycho, because there was a hotel on the side of the road.
Well, there's something else that happened with something similar to that with these ladies that they stayed in a hotel room, and
Mhm.
some guy broke in and killed them. I mean, there's
Sweet.
just yeah.
You're just a fun person right now.
I am a Gen X woman, and
Mhm.
I think you have got to understand that we run on true crime, Discovery ID, and stories like that to calm us.
To calm you. It's a little concerning. So
Why?
and good that it calms you.
No, I call it being prepared.
Right?
So I'm now prepared for any like anything that could happen. I know I'm never going into a motel where you can like enter from the outside. No, like there's just watching all these. It's kind of helping you. It's like life's guide of what not to do in life.
So there was speaking of that,
You know that it's a learning
my
tool.
wife doesn't allow me to book hotel rooms anymore for our softball trips.
No,
So
for any trip,
there was right.
any trip.
Now, I will say this, I find the better deals and it's not even close. However, I don't find the safest
I'm
places.
pretty sure the one place that we stayed at, there may have or may not have been a crime scene in our actual room at one point.
Oh, that's possible. I mean, you could see outside through the door.
It was yeah, it was a little terrifying.
It was.
It was
But it was next to a truck stop. I mean, what could possibly go wrong?
yeah,
That's part of the reason I'm not allowed to
right
pick 'em.
by the interstate
Oh, yeah.
with your wife and daughter.
Major interstate, too. I mean, we're
Major
talking like a
interstate. So we
major.
are like just
We're talking
not
about
just
one of the
hey,
fives, you
look
know,
at
the
us.
95, 85, 75.
They're
One of the
cute.
big ones.
Human trafficker here.
Maybe. But we survived. And it was a good deal. We just won't stay there again. But on the bright side, we did find that good restaurant that we've gone to a couple times since then because it was walking distance to that crap ass hotel.
Let's be honest about that place. It was a hit or miss. The first couple times we went, it wasn't very good, and we only went back because it was
We've enjoyed it both times, 2 or 3 times. I mean, like I said, the area you're gonna get what you're gonna get. It's either that or you're going across the street to the Wendy's or whatever.
sometimes I'd rather give a restaurant my money than go to a fast food. 100%. Well, actually, any day.
Yeah, I would prefer to. I would. Well, that depends. I'd prefer to do a local, like non-chain
Correct.
restaurant.
Right. That's what I mean. Like a mom and pop. Like
Right.
usually that's
That
the
would be
best
our
food,
preference.
and
100%.
yeah, and truck
We
stops even like that's good food. Like
That's what we should start doing
you can
though.
hear your arteries clogging, but
We should
it's
start
good
doing
food.
reviews on here.
I have talked about that forever.
Mm-hmm. And yet we don't have it written down, do we? Another good idea. We'll go with it. We did get some bad news though. We did get some bad news.
We did.
Um,
This
so,
broke my heart.
a little bit. So when we were when my wife and I got together, and a lot of people know this, we have 6 kids. But she had 3 from her previous marriage, and then we had 3 together, so 6 together. Um, and when we got together, the older boys they were younger, like 9, 7,
6,
5.
8, and 10.
Oh, there we go. But they weren't in any sports.
No.
And I was a sports guy growing up. Their dad was really busy, so she would have been on her own. It's a very difficult situation. So, but when I came in, I was able to help and be there as an adult and help with getting people to and from. Well, that place was called Avon Township Youth Baseball, and our kids started playing
The
there.
place where you helped with the kids and the place where you coached.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it. We ended up being the president and the director of concessions, director of softball. I mean, she held 17 different hats. But either way, all of our kids played there. All of them, all 6 of them from our.
So what my husband's talking about is a place. It's called.
Yeah,
It was
it's an
called.
organization actually.
Yeah. But it's also a place. I mean, a lot of people
Yeah.
in the Grays Lake, Round Lake, Haynesville, Illinois. So this is Lake County, Illinois, and the
Mhm.
surrounding areas.
Yeah.
A lot of people played there. It used to be Softball City, and that closed down.
Right.
And Avon, this is where people, even in their 50s, they learned how to play baseball or they learned how
100%.
to play
Yep.
softball. And with our family, like you were saying, it was all 6 of our kids, all
Mhm.
6 of my babies played there. It was truly to me, it was a living, breathing part of my family. You
Really
know,
was.
it was how we spent our summers for years and years and years. You donated your time coaching
Yep.
summer after summer. I started donating my time coaching and in any way I could. And before we moved, we even ran the organization and we really tried to put everything we could into it.
Yeah.
Anyways, to find out something that was such a big part of your life, your kids' lives, is closing. It's kind of sad. It's like it truly, to me, it was almost like losing a family member.
Yeah, it's unfortunately the way that it's moving forward for youth sports. And
It was recreational.
yeah,
It was
it was
community
rec.
recreational balls. So it
Yeah, it
wasn't.
was rec ball. I mean, you started off, the 5, 6 year olds, 7, 8. You can get them young, t-ball, pinto, move them
But
up,
that's really going away now, though.
and it
Because everybody
is.
thinks their kid is an MLB or
Well,
or
here I've got a couple issues on this one because, well, not only that, the parents
we
think
should
that.
actually do a whole one about this. But
No, that would be a boring one because I just got a couple of things. Travel ball has killed recreational ball. Killed it. Absolutely just
But travel
destroyed it.
ball is kind of a joke from the other spectrum. Travel ball has now become such a joke since it killed rec ball, in my opinion.
So it's become watered down. But
Yes.
everybody, so here's what happens. So you have to play in these tournaments to get the exposure, to get your kid recruited. Okay, great. Whatever. I get it, all that. Here's where I have the biggest issue is you have 8U teams, 10U teams, 12U teams. Okay. You're not getting recruited in third grade. You're not. You're still trying to learn the damn basics. That's where rec league is so vital. Travel ball shouldn't even start
There are
till
girls
14U.
that are fantastic pitchers that we have seen. I mean, fantastic
So
pitchers,
stupid.
but they can't even throw a ball
No.
from the pitching mound to first base.
No,
It is like you were like,
It is.
because it's like,
It is
it's like, how
unbelievable.
come nobody, you were taught, your parents and whomever's around you spent thousands of dollars to make sure that you could pitch a ball, but you can't even toss one back to your teammate to stop a play. It's so crazy. It's like these kids and they're
But here's what
again,
it
we
comes down
can
to.
have a whole
Here's what it comes down
thing
to.
on
And here's what
travel
my
sports.
whole thing is. And what do I say
It's
is the
about the
root
money,
of all
money,
evil. It's all about
money.
money.
And it's still
It's
daddy
all about
coach.
money.
It's still daddy ball. It's still you're gonna get what you get. It's not you're not being coached by. Do your
Eh,
research. If your kid's got some talent, do some research. But I'm gonna tell you what, for the first few years, at least until they're 10, 12 years
Rec
old,
ball.
keep them in rec ball. Keep them there. And if you don't feel your coach is teaching them the basics, then you damn learn it on YouTube and coach them yourselves because that's
100%.
truly what it is. Thank goodness you've got people out there still volunteering because they ain't getting paid. They
No.
ain't not getting paid.
I will say this though. If your kid wants to play and you want to help them, YouTube is a fantastic resource.
Yes.
When I started coaching football years and years ago, I used to watch videos on YouTube over and over and over again just to learn the basic lingo.
You put
all
my
that stuff.
extensions in because we watched YouTube.
Absolutely. You can learn how I fixed a washing machine watching YouTube. The information is
I
out
fixed
there.
my lawnmower watching YouTube.
There we go.
Yeah.
I mean, it is absolutely out there. But it is very disheartening that the organization that all of my children played in, we were a part of,
It's
coaching.
very sad.
It's just sad.
But I think it's the reason behind it. And it's also because you can't get parents to volunteer because somebody else will do it. And that's
Well,
society too, though.
That was the parting shot when the new director. So when we left, we left it in capable hands. Now when we left, we had just gotten out of COVID. We were able to somehow get expenses way low and get enough kids, and we put on a really good season. And then Dan came in; he did a really good job. The problem is the kids are just getting pulled away now for travel, and they just didn't have enough enrollment.
But parents also don't want to volunteer either.
And then that's what he said. He
that's-
goes, and the lack of volunteering. So if you're-
Volunteerism, I think, in the younger ages is if you can
It's
put it
so
on
vital.
the gram or you can put it on the TikTok, then they want to do it. But it's for a minute. They truly
Yeah.
when you see what it really takes to volunteer your time to help people and help children,
Mhm.
a lot of people are like,
Yeah, no, they don't want to do it. And
No.
and it's unfortunate because the only ones that suffer are the
the
kids.
kids. Yeah.
But and I will tell you this, parents, if you get the chance to volunteer at the
Do
rec
it.
level, it'll save you money in the long run because you're not paying thousands of dollars for travel ball when your kid's 9.
You and your kids will get a lot out of it volunteering. Just
Yes.
for just even being the team mom, just do something. Just
Absolutely.
get something
Yeah,
out of it.
they all those teams, they need help. The
Support.
coaches can go out there. That was the awesome thing is when we always had a group of parents because they could handle the stuff behind the scenes, so our coaches could just be on the field coaching and teaching and not dealing with the stuff in the
Because
background.
at the end of the day, it's all about the kids,
Mhm.
not about
100%
us.
every time, always about
And
the
on that
kids.
note,
We're gonna end it there. But thank you for joining us. We're gonna have a nice new feature coming up that I'm working on.
we are going to try to release it to multiple
Multiple
platforms.
streaming platforms in an audio version only. So
you can listen to us.
yes, so if you have a Spotify or an iHeartRadio or
Mhm.
an Apple Music, that's where we're going to end up trying to be with your audio version. So I'm working on that, learning how to do that on my own.
Just to be able to see us.
Still be able to see us on our normal YouTube channel.
Yes.
But
Which, like, subscribe, follow, share. It's free.
it is free, and we appreciate all the support that we've gotten so far.
All right.
And until the next one,
Thank you. Bye.
take care, guys.